Drew Holiday, 26 points, 11 rebounds. And the Celtics held serve at home as they take Game 2, beating Dallas in a game that was close, not a blowout, but you never really got the sense that the Mavericks were actually going to win the game down the stretch. 105-98, the final. So now the Celtics, Lucky the Leprechaun, up 2-0, heading back to Texas for Game 3, which will be played several days from now. Apparently they're traveling by stagecoach to go from Boston to Texas. So let us discuss the question, where did things go wrong for the Mavericks? The better story is in the losing locker room. So where did things go wrong here for the Mavericks? I've got Tony Stark, Scattershot, and Oxygen. And we will combine all of these things together, and we will make a bell, which you did not hear, but trust me, normally you do. All right, so the Mavericks, right now, they're on the highway. They're not on the highway to hell. They're on the highway to Cancun, and a nice tropical destination somewhere. They were simply not good enough yet again in any phase of the game. I sense a theme in this NBA Finals. Shh. You're not supposed to say that part, though, right? I mean, just two games in, and the Mavericks not good enough. And this was an opportunity. This was a golden opportunity, and they fudged it away to steal a game for Dallas. It was teed up for the Mavericks to sneak out with the victory of the Commonwealth, but they were unable to get it done. Boston was absolutely drowning from downtown. They could not consistently hit the three ball. It was an embarrassing, futile effort for the Celtics, and it wasn't because of great defense by the Mavericks. They were missing open shots most of the time, but it didn't matter. They were missing early and missing often in this game. In fact, to give you an idea, through the first 3 quarters of the game, the Celtics, who live by the three-point shot, and they die by the three-point shot. They didn't die in this game, even though they took 30 three-point shots. So 10 a quarter on average over the first 3 quarters and made 6 of them. 20% from behind the arc heading to the fourth quarter. And even with that, the Boston basketball team still had a 9-point lead going to the final 12 minutes. So who gets to wear the Texas-sized dunce cap for the team from Dallas on the losing side of this? So Kyrie Irving, yet again. This was supposed to be his showcase, right? Redemption, Kyrie Irving. He's back. Kyrie Irving. Ha-ha! Oh, yeah, he's back. He sucks. God, is he bad. I love it. Every miss, I get a little excited, a little tingly. Every miss by Kyrie Irving. It's so good. I love it. The guy blows in the NBA Finals. Kyrie Irving, garbage. Absolute garbage. And he stands out yet again like an infected, swollen thumb on your hand, right? Just throbbing, just absolutely throbbing. Uncle Drew had 16 points on 18 shots. 16 points on 18 shots. He shot 38.9% from the floor. But wait, there's more. Because it was really worse than that. Kyrie came out, was 4 of 5 in the first quarter. So, all right, he's back. There you go. Kyrie Irving, right? All the hype, all the bull crap from the media that suck his toes, that Kyrie is back. All right, so 4 of 5 in the first quarter. My computer-like brain tells me that's 80%. So the rest of the game, after having 8 points in the first quarter, Kyrie Irving took 13 shots. He made 3 of them, which works out to less than 25% the rest of the game. And over the final 3 quarters, had 8 total points. 8 total points the rest of the game. Overall, Kyrie Irving shooting 35% from the floor and averaging 14 points per game in the first 2 in the NBA Finals, while taking an average of 18 and a half shots per game, which I don't think is all that great. But anyway, here's Kyrie trying to put a nice body spray on a pretty pathetic effort by the Dallas basketball team. Let's go to the audio tape.
You want to take advantage of playing in front of your home crowd, feeling confident, and being able to play in a familiar place. And like I said, they handled what they were supposed to do first 2 games, and now it's our job to go home and handle our business. But you got to give them credit. They kept competing. We kept competing. We just got to stay together in some of the tough times throughout the game where it could be a 4-point lead on them or a 4-point lead that we have. We just got to keep competing, and I think we'll be in a better place.
Well, by the time you get into a better place, you'll be on vacation rubbing suntan lotion on your body is what you'll be doing here. Now, Kyrie bad. Luka, though, unpopular opinion. You cannot criticize Luka Doncic. What's wrong with you? Luka ended up with 32 points for Dallas. But did you notice? He faded. He faded in the second half. He was Iron Man in the first half of the game, and then he was Tony Stark without the suit. Just a mere mortal in the second half. Unable to deflect and absorb. Doncic, 23 points in the first half on 9 of 13, almost 70% shooting in the first half. And then in the second half, he was 3 of 8 from the floor for 9 points in the second half. I think he had 3 in the fourth quarter. Just bad to the bone. He's God's gift to basketball. You told me that. If he's God's gift to basketball, he should not fade like that. He's Luka. You don't fade. He faded. All right, now, furthermore, what the hell happened to Jason Tatum? Woo! This is another one of those situations that's set up for Jason Tatum. And the domination of Jason Tatum. What happened to that domination of Jason Tatum? Well, that went away. That's a memory. That's a regular season performance by Jason Tatum from bygone times. But after being besmirched by Jason Kidd over the weekend in a talking point that got a lot of attention, as Jason Kidd called Jaylen Brown the best player on the Celtics, not Jason Tatum. Tatum responded with another scattershot performance. When I say scattershot, that's his offensive game. He's bad. How bad was he? Took 22 shots, made 6 of them. That's less than 30% for Jason Tatum in this game, and just 1 of 7 from behind the arc at 18 points on 22 shots. And the Celtics still won the game, with Jason Tatum being an auxiliary part of what they were doing here. And he does have some good numbers elsewhere, right? Overall in the finals, he's averaging 17 points in these first 2 games on 31.5% shooting, which is not good. And some of the media that are trying to look out and run interference for Tatum will say, well, wait a minute, he's leading the team in rebounds and assists. Okay. Regardless of that, you're getting paid. You become a star because of the volume of your offense. That's where you become a star. And Tatum he's not been a total bust because of the rebounds and the assist. It's the ensemble crew that has picked up the slack here for the lack of offense by Jason Tatum. And even the Unicorn, he had a very quiet, it was not as memorable game 2. And, of course, the excuses are out. He's hurt. Of course he's hurt. He's always hurt. The guy was born hurt. All right, last word. In this series, over the first couple of games, or 2 games in, is it done? Is it lights out? Is this series over now that the Celtics have won the first 2 games at home? So that is a premature take. I would not say the series is over. You can't say they got to play 2 more games. Don't jump the gun on this. It's not over. However, if you look at the oxygen level, there's low oxygen here for the Dallas team. So they haven't played a home game. Okay. Well, they got to wait till Wednesday. Wednesday is a remake of a very popular documentary about 4 years ago called The Last Dance. For all intents and purposes, the Mavericks either show up and win that game, or Lizzo is warming up her vocal cords, and we'll all be singing, la 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 la, hey, goodbye. Historically, the teams that win the first 2 games at home in the finals are 31-5 overall. That is an .861 winning percentage. That tells you what has happened, not necessarily what's going to happen. But the other players for Dallas should play better at home. That normally is how it works in these series. But it's not going to matter if Kyrie Irving continues to be bag manure out on the court. And I, for one, hope that happens. Dallas is absolutely cooked in that situation. And before the series, as a distant relative of Nostradamus and friend of Nostradamus, we said the Celtics in 5. And at this point, I might have been wrong. Celtics in 4, looking better and better by the minute. They win game 3. Mavericks will be on vacation. They'll hardly show up in game number 4. But if you look at the overall talent, Boston, based on the nerd websites, have 5 of the top 70 players in the entire NBA. They have 9 of the top 125 players in the NBA. And so far, so good. They have lived up to that billing, even with Jason Tatum not being a contributor offensively at a high volume.